Hello guys, and welcome to the long-belated After Effects CS6 tutorial. I know I haven't made a tutorial in many weeks, and I apologize for that. Just a lot of things came up, a lot of things had to be done, but as you know, summer is now here, so I will hopefully have much more time to be doing these tutorials for you guys. If you watched my last time's video, you would know that this week we're going to be doing 3D motion tracking. That is the 3D motion tracking plugin that is built into After Effects CS6. So, first off, we got this shot that we're going to be tracking. We're going to go to Effects and Presets. We're going to drag the 3D camera tracker onto the footage. Real quick before I do this, I'm going to go to Detailed Analysis. It's going to take much longer to process this, but in the end it'll be a better result. So as you can see, immediately what pops up is Analyzing in Background. This whole process is done in the background, so you can be working on whatever shot you need to be working on while that's going on. This first step is analyzing, and it takes a good bit of time. But the second step is camera solving, and that takes maybe 5 seconds for this clip, which is not a very long clip at all. As you can see, at the moment it is initializing, but in a minute or two it will start analyzing the clip, and it will show a percentage and the number of frames it has processed, and that's going to be helpful if you need to know how long it's going to take. If we go down the menu here, you can see we have fixed angle of view or variable zoom, and when you're composing a shot that you know is going to be 3D motion tracked, you're going to want to make sure that you have either a prime lens or a lens that you're not going to be zooming with. Definitely you do not want to be zooming during the shot. If you have to, I guess it's doable, but it really does help the program a lot if you do not zoom at all during the shot. Down here you have the solve method. By default it's selected to auto detect, but it also has typical, mostly flat scene, and tripod pan. Typical is just your typical movement that you're going to see in most shots. That's what it usually detects when it's doing an auto detect. But you have a mostly flat scene, which is a scene with very little parallax on the lens, and also a tripod pan. You Buju users might know it as a nodule pan, and that just means that you're on a tripod and you're panning from left to right horizontally and not vertically. So as I said, this is going to take a long time for my computer, especially because I've been having troubles with my recording software and After Effects running at the same time. So I'm going to cut the video here. I'm going to come back when it's done. Alright, as you can see, it is almost done analyzing. It took a long time to do that. I had to restart After Effects, in fact. But as you can see, now it's on to step 2 of the process, which is solving camera. That should be done in just a moment. It does not take long at all. Alright, now that we are done solving the camera, we can now begin to scroll, hopefully scroll through. Let's go here, and you can see that we've got a good bit of points. So if you would like to make these points larger just for ease of use and being able to see it better, you can drag up this percentage over here. Likewise, you can see if we, let's say, move our mouse over the frame and over the clip, you can see this target pops up. That is to represent what After Effects thinks the scene geometry is like. So as you can see, let's see if we move over about here, you can see that this bullseye is kind of aligned as if it were the floor plane, which is what we want. And so over here, you can see in the advanced panel, you can see the average error. Normally, always, the lower this number is the better. So 1.15 pixels is not the best, to be honest, for tracking, but for this example, I'm going to say it will do. Detailed analysis I have checked off just because I want this to be as good of a track as possible, even though it's, not a very good track to begin with. Alright, so now you could be asking, what do we do with this? So once we've gotten to this step, we can simply click on Create Camera. Shouldn't take long. It adds a new camera. Let's say from here we can do many different things. But let's say we want to simply add some text. So we're just going to go to text. Very quickly type in test. Select it all. I'm going to make this fairly large. Let's say, alright. And I know my computer is lagging horribly. It's because it's not a very computer to begin with, and combine that with the fact that we're using ray trace 3D or 3D and running Camtasia in the background at the same time. Not a very good idea. Also, you can see I'm going to change my renderer to ray traced 3D just to make things get a bit better. Alright, so now you can see that we have our text kind of laid out right here. I'm going to move it over there. We're going to check off the 3D box. I'm going to be doing a bit more about 3D in the future. I'm not saying when, but for now I'm just going to go to geometry options, and we're going to bump up the extrusion depth. I'm going to make it very large just for this example. And then what we're going to do is, as you can see, if we move through the timeline, you can see that our text looks like it's in the scene and is in the same situation as this clip. Right now this text looks pretty horrible, so what we're going to do is just going to go to layer, new, light, gonna just keep it at a spot. See, we're going to adjust this just so it's like that. I'm going to render this out. This may take a second, so I'm also going to cut here. Alright, it's just about finished rendering. And if you can see, this is not a very good example, so it is choppy, but you can see that for the most part our text looks as if it were in the scene. So there are many different applications that you could have for this. This is just one very simple proof of concept that I'm going to be showing for you guys. But there are many other things you can do, attaching different objects, making it look like objects are being interacted with by subjects in the video. Many different things, but this is just one, and I think it's a very cool effect. I'm very happy that this plugin has appeared in CS6, and I intend to use it for many things. But that's just about it for this tutorial. Till next time, see you later, guys.